Today, we're going to talk about some array formulas that are supported by Excel 365. So I've downloaded a report. It gives me a list of tasks here in column A, who that task is currently sitting with, the preparer, the reviewer one or the reviewer two, who those individuals are, and then a formula to tell me, hey, this task is preparer is Werner. So Werner is the responsible party. Now, let's say I wanted to create a nice summary that I could send in an email, and I could list out everybody that has an action item, everybody, who has an item sitting in their queue, to tell them how many items are sitting in their queue, and then give them the name of that task for however many items are sitting in their queue, whether that's anywhere from 1 to 3 or theoretically 100. So we'll start with a new tab called Summary, and I'll start with the responsible party. So I could copy it over this column and then remove duplicates. There's a simpler way to do it. So say equal unique, and then it'll ask what array do you want to look at. So we want to look at this array right here, and then it lets you choose between columns or rows. You're pretty much always going to choose rows here, false. And then Excel has a funny definition of unique. It thinks unique means if there's a list that's apple, banana, and apple, if you choose true, it'll only give you banana because apple shows up twice. So it's not unique. As you can see, the true is return items that appear exactly once. But what you probably really want in that situation, apple, banana, apple, is apple, banana. You want to return every distinct item. So that's another false. And it gives you 17 people. Just to check it, we can copy special values, duplicates, and we will see that we get the same exact list. You can see that's an array formula there. This is just a static value. So we get rid of that. I want to know pass in queue. We'll use the count if here, and we'll go back to this range, lock in, control function F4, and then we will point to this responsible party. And it's something Mike has 2. Some people have 3, some people have 1. Let's say I want the actual list of tasks. There's something called the filter function, and it's a new array function. So in this case, we want the actual list of tasks. So we'll go over here, we'll grab that array, and then it wants to be included only if they're going to that particular responsible party. So we'll grab responsible party, and we'll say, does the responsible party equal this particular individual on this line? So now you see we returned an array, but it's going down vertically, we want it to go to the right horizontally, so we can wrap that in the transpose function. And now it's giving me the fact that Mike is responsible for USAR and US cache. So if we just wanted to make sure, hey, is that working right? Come in here, responsible party, search for Mike, and we'll find that Mike is responsible for USAR and US cache. That formula looks good. I'm just going to add to it because I'm going to create a list at the end of the day. Little semicolon and space. So that applies then to that whole array. Go ahead, paste this down. Now you can see where there's only one. It returned just one, where there's three. Got an array of 3 tasks. So that's pretty good, but I do want to be able to just give this an actual list, not multiple cells. So I want all that in one cell. So I can use new concat formula. And if I go to the first section of the array and then I control shift to the right, it'll put that hashtag or pound sign there. And that's referring to the array. It's smart enough to pick up the length of the array. So right there's two again, there's only one, there's three. So it's not limited to just going to the first two because that's what the first one was. And then the last thing I'll do is I just don't want there to be this semicolon here. So I'll say equals left this, and then I'll get len, which will return the number of characters, and I'll subtract 2 to get rid of that rightmost semicolon and space. And now that is a nicely formatted list that I can send out in a snip or in a PDF to these folks in one mass email as a reminder of what tasks are outstanding.